I was actually pronounced dead at the scene. It was my fault. It was my fault. I fell asleep at the wheel. I veered over the other side of the road and had a 206-kilometre head-on collision with a semi-trailer truck. My arm was amputated there at the scene and also completely wrecked my leg. 6 broken ribs, lacerated with a punctured kidney. Both of my lungs had collapsed at the same time. Obviously, they resuscitated me. Then I was put on life support for an entire week, in hospital for 5 months, and then in a wheelchair for an entire year. Doctors told me initially, they said, "Sam, you'll never be able to walk ever again. You'll be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life." This was just a few years ago. Now, before my accident, I was very motivated, very passionate, and I was doing a lot of things. I've been classically trained as a singer, been playing the guitar ever since I was 7 years old, had a great job with the federal government as a youth futurist. But in a way, I lacked why, destiny, purpose. I was asleep in my own life. 3 areas that really, really helped me. In a way, these are three ways how I leveraged myself coming out of an adversity, coming out of a massive death experience. So the first one of these is this. I needed to learn how to leverage crisis. You know, there's a massive big corporate buzzword out there which is actually called adversarial growth, which means through our most toughest of adversities can ignite some of the greatest of growth periods in our life. When it's a crisis, there's something in our biology that links so much pain to it that says we must get ourselves out of it. Crisis equals opportunity. Obviously, since my accident, since then, we've actually now started an amazing charity where we're working with the true poorest of the poor, which are the kids that live with a disability in developing worlds. We're doing some phenomenal things. And that's actually obviously how I have bounced forward and how I'm now awake at the wheel. Because I've learned to leverage an adversity, a problem or an issue, I've actually turned that into a crisis and then leverage from it. Second area of leverage your proximity. That you are the average of our 5 closest friends. This study also shows that it's exactly the same with our weight, with our bank account balance, with our energy levels, with our happiness results, that we are the average of our 5 closest friends. You know, it's quite interesting. Back in high school, I was hanging out with this real negative, toxic proximity. And they influenced me to do things that I knew I should not have been doing. But they influenced me in a very toxic way, and I found myself getting kicked out of school. So what did I have to do? I had to disassociate myself from a lot of my mates, from a lot of my, friends, to start now hanging out with people that inspire me in a positive way rather than a negative way. And the third area that has really, really helped me is leverage happiness. Depression rates today are 10 times greater than what they were in the 1930s Great Depression. The mean onset age of depression 35 years ago was 29 years old. Today it is 14 years old. Optimistic workers outperform their pessimistic colleagues by 56%. Happy children show 3 times more creativity than their unhappy counterparts. There must be a way how we can bring happiness and positivity back into our proximity purposefully. I choose to focus on the good things in life. I get disability parking spots. How cool is that? The doctors also said to me initially, they said, "Sam, you'll never be able to play the guitar ever again. You've lost your most dominant arm." You know when someone says that to you? You know when someone sort of says, "You'll never be able to do it. There's no chance, or you might as well give up. You won't be able to." There's something deep down within that says, "Stuff you, I'm going to prove you wrong." Come on, who's felt that before? Who's felt that before? We've all felt that before. Every single one of us. Did you know I'm one of the only people on the entire planet that plays the guitar with one hand? How cool is that? I brought along my guitar with me. Can I play something for you guys? I am awesome. Every day of my life I am awesome. When I focus on being grateful and ensure that I am thankful, I am awesome.